Alright guys, what is going on? It's been a while since I uploaded. Fortunately, I can only upload, whenever I have something to do. I did dip the wheels. I just didn't feel like it was a video worthy upload. And it actually all started because I had to rotate the Kona's wheel tires because one of the tires has a bubble. And I ended up dipping those wheels, and I decided to dip my wheels, and I rotated my too. But while doing that, I threw on these spacers, and it makes the car look good. But it's 20 in the front, 25 in the rear, and the 20 is a little bit too much for the front. I feel like they poke just a little bit too much. So while I have the car in the air, I'm gonna take off the 20s, put them in the rear, and see if I could order some 15s. See if they have like the spacing behind the wheel for the lugs to poke through, because I think the 15s are gonna be a little too thin, and the lug bolt is gonna be poking through the 15mm spacer. But today is not about that. Today we're gonna be installing a ARC Performance mid pipe. So ARC recently released this mid pipe. They had a group buy going on for it, and I jumped on the deal. For the price, I thought it was a little bit steep because I thought it was just this mid pipe, but it's the mid pipe and the rest of the exhaust that goes to the muffler. So it's the downpipe replaces the exhaust, the rest of the exhaust, and then it's the muffler. So for a price, it's not bad. You're basically replacing your whole exhaust. And at some point, I want to do a muffler delete because I want to be able to pick out my own tips. So I want to shop online. I'm gonna look for some tips, and then I'm gonna take it to a muffler shop and have all that done. A lot of people are gonna say, why do that if you have the valve and blah blah blah. I don't want to have to be in N mode for the car to be loud. I want the car to be loud. As weird as that sounds, I want the car, if it's gonna be loud, I want it to be loud all the time. I don't want to have to put it in N mode. So yeah, well, that's for a video down the road. For now, we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna go off camera, get the car on jack stands, and then I'll update you guys afterwards. Alright, so I got the mid pipes unpackaged. The car is in the air. It really freaks me out putting the car on all four jack stands because I think it's on video. I think if you go look up one of the YouTube videos that I have in the past, the car fell on me. The jack failed. So I had to I still have the jack, but I stopped using it immediately, went to Harbor Freight, bought a new jack, and ever since then it freaks me out putting the car on jack stands. But the car is in jack stands. It's not really that high in the air right now, just because again it freaks me out. I'm gonna leave the wheels on just in case. I left the jack on the other side holding it up, and now I'm gonna go on this side. The stock piece is all one piece, so the mid pipe comes with a gasket for the for the in between because it's two pieces, and then bolts for it. I am by myself here in the garage like always, so I don't have anyone here to help me film, so I'll try to do my best. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go under, unbolt the 4 bolts holding them from the top and the bottom, 4 total, and then I'm going to drag it out and compare stock versus the ARC. Alright, it's really hot in here, so if you hear the fan, just bear with me. It's hot. As much as I want to turn it off, I can't. That was honestly the easiest thing I've ever done under a car that I've ever worked on a car. It really helps that the car is brand new. It still only has 6,000 miles on it, and the nuts were really easy to take off. So here it is. Here is the 2.5-inch stock exhaust. You can see there it has a resonator, and it has I don't know, all this, probably heat control, but we don't care about that. We got the 3-inch ARC Performance. I think I'm gonna make it one piece outside of the car, and then mount it all together as one piece. This came out super simple. I was able to push on the downpipe, get the front bolts off, or studs, because it's the other side are studs, so I was able to push the studs out just by pushing on the downpipe a little bit, and then the rear of the the mid pipe, whatever you want to call this, whatever the rest of the piece of piping came out really easy. Like I'm seriously saying this only took about 5 minutes. It took longer to jack the car up than getting this off the car. So yeah, so I'm gonna piece these together now and then put them under the car. All right, and we're all done. That's that first piece that deletes the resonator. There's the middle piece, and then there's the rest of the exhaust. So it's a 3-inch, half an inch bigger than stock. Deletes the resonator. I'm gonna do a leak test to make sure that there's no exhaust leaks. But this is gonna be a cold start too, because I haven't started the car. I parked it like this and immediately started working like this. So this is gonna be a cold start with the new exhaust. Oh my god, I'm so happy. That's definitely what I wanted. It has a very deep tone to it. It honestly doesn't sound that much louder once the idle goes down. But I did start it in N mode, so the valve is open, and it honestly it doesn't sound that much different at idle. But with that cold start, you definitely could hear it. I'm gonna get under here and check for any leaks. Whew, I didn't give myself enough room down there. Note to self next time, go 3 up instead of just 2. All right, job well done. No exhaust leaks. Now I'm gonna shut the car off. I'm gonna swap the spacers around. Woo, I'm pretty happy. It sounds good. I can't wait to hear it while revving and driving. But now I'm just gonna swap the spacers around so I can drive it without worrying about rubbing. Oh, they're stock wheels, so I really don't care that they're flush, you know, whatever, they're stock wheels. And I'll get back to you guys once it's on the ground and do some revs. All right, so actually I let the car cool down. I didn't really let it warm up, but I just went inside, took a shower because it was so hot out here and I felt gross. So I let the car cool down some more, and I'm gonna do another cold start, and I'm gonna let it warm up, give it some revs, drive around and see how it sounds. So here is another cold start. I pushed the car out a little bit just so we have more room inside so we can hear it. Here we go, semi-cold start with the new exhaust. Alright, I don't have a tripod. I left it at Lindsay's house, so I'm gonna go drive around, let it warm up, and then I'm gonna come back and rev it, put it back on this stool, give it some revs. So I'm gonna go drive around, see how it sounds. I don't have that mount that I could put on the camera, so I can't do like driving clips either, but I'll be back. I'm gonna rev it here. So yeah, it sounds really good. It sounds like just like that while driving. I might go pick up my mount and do some driving clips, but it honestly just sounds the same while driving as that revving. I'm gonna let it sit here and idle for a couple minutes, let all that heat, you know, whatever has to be burned, all the fingerprints and everything, because I smell it. You could definitely smell, you know, something is getting hot and burning off something. So I'm just gonna let it sit here and idle for a bit. I'm gonna, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the lug nuts now that I went around, just double check them. For some reason I have this phobia, I guess, fear of my lug nuts getting loose. So yeah, so I'm just gonna let it idle, tie my lug nuts, and then maybe I'll go pick up that mount and do some driving clips. Alright, so it's the next day. I didn't have the laptop with me, so I couldn't edit this this video. So I figured, why not do another cold start, see if it sounds any different just from driving the past couple miles and it's sitting overnight. So make sure I put it in on mode so that valve is open, and here we go. And it gets quiet. Alright, so as you heard at the end of the clip there, it mellowed out. Sounds pretty quiet at idle. It's not obnoxiously loud. I honestly can't remember how... I don't remember how my old car sounded. I don't remember if it was like super loud. I just know during cold startups it was obnoxious, and like while driving it was kind of loud. I don't know. I know I always wanted it to be louder, so I don't know how this compares to that. Okay. So I found the suction cup mount while I was home, and I'm gonna throw the camera up there, see if there's any good clips. But this is basically the end of the video as far as me talking. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it wasn't that great of a video just because I didn't record any actual action, like taking the exhaust off. But it's really simple. It was just taking the 2 bolts from the front, 2 bolts from the back out, or nuts, and then it just dropped down. Really easy. It's a new car, so I didn't run into any issues. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Like, those little pops are definitely more audible. Like, they're a lot more toned. Like, they just sound aggressive. It kind of feels like there's more pops now. Or at least more audible, like you can hear them better. Yeah, you could definitely, they're more audible. I could shift down to first, and I could get some first gear pops.